Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring the review for Vamp Manga chapter 29. So this chapter took a turn for the better because as you know from my previous reviews, I thought we was heading a certain way and we are swaying away from that. So everything is good for me right now. But let's talk about what's happened in this chapter. So Jaminio and I think the witch doctor's name is Nom, I can't remember. But they are now on the scene. They are now on the scene now. Nom is an interesting character in the sense where she always seems to appear where is it she or he? I think no witch doctor, yeah, she. Anyway, Nom always seems to appear where Jaminio appears as well. So maybe not Nom specifically, but definitely Nom's boss seems to have some sort of tabs on Jaminio and his whereabouts. And now, why I say Nom is an interesting character, or at least the organization Nom is working for is an interesting organization, is because they seem they seem to not want Jaminio to have Nick. They seem able to push their plans forward, but when you go later into the chapter, Nom is fine with Nick's sister taking Nick away, just as long as Jaminio doesn't get them at this present time. So what that organization is trying to do and their plans, I'm kind of interested in because it's not being thrown at us maybe as heavy as Jaminio's plan is, which is essentially just to kill him so he can become a god. That needs to be explained, but we'll get to that, I guess, when things move forward. So there's that. So Jaminio in this chapter, and I kind of agree with Nick, is a bit hypocritical in a sense where he's talking about how Mark II killed a kid, therefore you can't forgive him kind of thing. And I'm on the lines of what Nick said. Nick, he tried to kill Nick. Nick is still a kid. Whereas Jaminio refers to him as a young man. And now I think that's got clues to how old Jaminio is. I did a theory video on that. Check that out as well. But yeah, I just found it very hypocritical. I could understand if he was mad because he came down and he was mad for two reasons. One, the fact that Mark II killed Donnie, and the second reason being that how Mark II betrayed Jaminio by trying to kill Nick. So I can understand the second reason, but not so much the first reason. So after that, we have the introduction of Nick's half sister, and I've forgotten her name, but her surname is Vamp. So half sister on the dad's side, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I'm assuming that Myra and is the dad's name James? I'm assuming that Nick's biological parents got married and therefore did the traditional thing of the woman taking the man's surname. Therefore, the surname belongs to the dad. So I'm assuming that the dad is half sister on the dad's side. And now I was very not intrigued. I was when the introduction of the sister came about, I was like, oh, okay. Simply because I had been on my previous reread, I had been thinking about the family, not in this sense, but in the sense of where I kind of got Harry Potter I kind of got Harry Potter feels from Nick's kind of backstory in a sense where. So obviously in Harry Potter, when his parents died, he ended up with Muggle parents. But it seems like within Vamp de la Soul, he ended up with random parents of the supernatural world. Because I think I remember James in previous... No, so... The anti-hero in previous chapters, in the first volume, mentions that how... they put up a fight. Nick's adopted parents put up a fight before they were defeated by Jaminio. So I'm assuming that of the supernatural world, like they knew about that life. But the reason why I was thinking about Nick's family is because I found it weird that he didn't end up with someone he was related to, and also I found it weird that the Nightmare Throne rather stayed vacant until Nick knew the truth about his real life. I feel like there should have been like a temporary king or queen or something of that nature. So when we got introduced to the sister, I thought it was nice to finding that family member. How involved she's going to be in the story, only time will tell with that. And she seems to have come here for a specific reason. So we'll see about that. Because she could have come, you could argue the fact that she stayed away because Nick wasn't supposed to know about his real life until a certain age. But you need to remember there's been like 5 weeks gap between Nick finding out and now. So she could have come back like previously to just check on Nick if that's the reason. So I feel like there's a deeper reason for why she's back. So after that, I was very excited to see that the sister took Nick away, so he's now out of the fight. I was complaining about the fight being too plot armor based, but it doesn't seem like Nick would deliver the final blows to Mark II. So, but however, I do feel like no, but plot armor will come into it again. The reason I was just thinking because when I think it was when Nom tried to take Nick, he mentions that how he's too weak to move. So I feel like maybe Nick wouldn't have been able to beat M2K. Mark II, sorry, but we won't know now because he's out of the fight. So because of his revenge and the betrayal that Mark II did to him, we are now getting Mark II versus Jaminio. And now Jaminio mentions that how he's got that Mark II has got the psycho curse, I think it was, and that how in order to defeat him, he has to defeat him in both body and soul. And now I don't think the body is the most important bit because basically what I feel is that defeating Mark II's body, the soul will always come out and you can always possess another body. I think what was trying to be hammered home here is that the soul also needs to be defeated so you can truly defeat Mark II. So that's what I feel like we're heading. I feel like Jaminio will be able to defeat him and then we'll have an end to that fight. And now there is one more thing that I do want to mention, and that is the whole 3-month wait. I just find it very random that because of all of this, Jaminio is like, alright Nick, cool, because of the troubles I've caused you, I'm going to give you 3 months and I'm going to come for you again. So I don't feel like we'll see Jaminio in the next arc, but I do feel like the next arc will take place in that 3-month period that Jaminio gave them to wait in. And I think that's everything I want to say about this chapter. I'm going to give this chapter a 3-star rating, and that calls guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel, but most importantly, take care, have a nice day.